looks like June gloom has kind of crossed over into September. We got some cloudy skies up above, and the Halos trying to bounce back after a tough loss to the Cleveland Indians. It's game 2 here at the Big A on a beautiful Tuesday night. Hi, everyone. From inside the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubzik. Glad you could join us for Angels baseball. And, of course, last night a very tough loss, 3-2. But after the game, the Angels make an announcement. They were calling up 5 guys from AAA Salt Lake, 3 very familiar faces, veteran guys, 2 youngsters that everyone's been looking forward to seeing.
Well, Hank Conger, of course, won the MVP of the Futures game played here at the All-Star Weekend here in the Big A. Of course, Mark Trumbo, tremendous power, 36 home runs, 122 RBI. Hank Conger with 26 doubles on the season, so these are 2 guys that can do some damage. Hopefully we get an opportunity to be able to see them. They're excited. I talked to them before the game about the opportunity, and it should be coming for them real soon, and then people in Anaheim are going to like seeing these guys play.
A couple of Southern California guys to boot. You saw at the bottom of the screen there that Brian Stokes was released from his contract. Speaking of pitching, Trevor Bell is going tonight for the Angels, going up against Cleveland Indians. This is a kid that right now is throwing the ball well and trying to make a statement going into next spring training.
Well, the big thing is last 13 innings he's throwing the ball exceptional. Even the last time out there, 6 punch-outs, which are a career high for him. Only 4 earned runs allowed in those 13 innings pitched. He's attacking the strike zone, keeps it down. We talked about his ability to different arm angle to work down in that strike zone with his fastball. Still throws that 4-seam fastball at 94 up. Changeup's been good. Curveball's been excellent for him. Above all, great pace on the mound.
That's a couple of right-handers on the mound as Trevor Bell is going up against Justin Masterson, one of the big components in that Victor Martinez deal with the Boston Red Sox last year. We're just about ready for baseball here from the Big A. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return. beats Howard. By the fastest growing car company in America, Hyundai. And by Shakey's Pizza, who holds the record for most innings pitched in a major league season. Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. Well, Trevor Bell and the Angels are ready to go. Live shot inside the dugout. The umpires, however, are just now coming out to the field. So we still have to have the meeting of the coaches. Alfredo Griffin coming to the plate for the Angels. And as always, this presentation of Angels baseball is presented in stupefying high definition, courtesy of Time Warner Cable. A little dramatic pause there. How about the call-ups today? I know that everyone's excited about it, especially from the standpoint of Angel fans, getting a chance to see the youngsters. But as a veteran guy, that just means 5 more guys in the clubhouse.
5 more guys in that clubhouse is already crowded. But the reality is, when you look at Hank Conger and Mark Trumbo, these are guys that put up some great numbers at AAA, guys that they're counting on to be part of this future. And I'm excited to see them guys swing the bat. I know Hank Conger right now is hitting ready in the major league level. Now it's just about getting acclimated behind the plate and staying healthy.
Mark Trumbo from Villa Park High School. Hank Conger from Huntington Beach High School. Hank, a first-round pick in 2006, 25th overall, and the MVP of the Futures game played right here at the Big A. Mark Trumbo, what a season he had, especially from the power numbers. 36 home runs, hitting .301 down at Salt Lake. Neither guy is in the starting lineup tonight. That's to be expected, at least at this point right now. You see the numbers for Hank. And it looks like the Angels are getting ready to take the field here. Well, Hank and Mark and everyone else get a chance to watch the Angels against the Cleveland Indians here in Game 2.
They're just slightly excited to see them before the game. How happy they were to be in a big league dugout, knowing that it's a real game here tonight.
Well, Manny Acton, the Cleveland Indians, running out this lineup this evening. Michael Brantley leading things off. He's in center. Jason Nix moves up. He's the third baseman. Shin Soo-Choo had the game-winning hit on Fernando Rodney last night. He's in right field. Travis Hafner at DH. Matt Laporta back at first base. Jordan Brown gets the start in left field. Jason Donald the start at shortstop. So has Drupal Cabrera. Luis Valbuena at second base. And Lou Marson back behind the plate and batting ninth. Taking on Trevor Bell, who here in the big leagues this year, 2-4, marking a 4.85 ERA.
I think when you look at what he has done, we just talked about how well he's thrown the last 2 ball games, in which he feels part of this rotation right now. Attacks the strike zone. Talked about his pace being very good. No walks last time out, 6 strikeouts. Fastball's been clocked at 94 miles an hour, but it's that sinking fastball he's been developing over the last few starts has been very effective for him.
Well, defensively behind Trevor this evening, you've got Bobby Abreu in left. Reggie Willits gets a start at center field. Torrey Hunter in right. In the infield, it's Kayasman and Ibar on the left side. Kendrick and Juan Rivera at first base. Mike Napoli moving behind the plate.
You know, we always talk about Howie Kendrick's ability to drive the ball the other way or up the middle, but his defense has been outstanding this season. You see that fielding percentage, third best in the American League. He's turned the double play very well, showing some great range to the glove side and the backhand also.
One thing you have not heard a whole lot about as far as Howie Kendrick, especially on the national level, about the struggles he has had in the past, especially on the more routine type of play, but that seems to have been kind of put aside this year, especially with the offense that he has provided. But a nice job all around at second base.
Well, if you're a pitcher, you got to feel comfortable when you get a ground ball to that part of the infield, because he's going to make that play.
Cleveland picking up the win last night, 3-2 the final. Jensen Lewis picked up the win in relief. And Rodney took the loss, third of the year. And the first pitch tonight is up and away to Michael Brantley. The center fielder had a couple of hits last night, including the double with 2 outs off Rodney in the 9th inning. Came around to score the winning run. Trevor falls behind quickly here. 2 balls and no strikes. Brantley ended up going 2 for 5 in last night's game. Dan Herron had gotten the start, got a no decision, allowing 2 runs in his 7 innings. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. Carlos Carrasco, the youngster for Cleveland, making his second major league start last night, was impressive, to say the least. Working 6 innings, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits.
Well, I liked his fastball, 94-95, with great movement.
3 balls and a strike here on Brantley to start this ball game off. Cleveland with the win, now at 56-82. The Angels with the loss, 66-72. 3-1. Outside, and there's a leadoff walk. Brantley will run. Very good speed. Early test for Trevor Bell here, location-wise, and working from the stretch, trying to keep Brantley close to the bag as Jason Nix steps to the plate.
And that's one part of Trevor Bell's game he's going to need to improve as he goes along. He's allowed 9 stolen bases against him, but only 2 base stealers have been caught so far. Pretty quick move to first, but needs to utilize that slide step on occasion just to give catchers a better chance to throw out the would-be base stealer.
Knicks hitting .247 with 12 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Quick pickoff throw over there. Joe West says that Michael Brantley got the hand in.
You know, so we're a little bit late getting out. You think Joe was singing to him in the locker room?
Perhaps a little serenade. Joe West, a budding country music star. I see Joe at times, just on his downtime, strumming the ukulele.
What a talented man.
Oh, no doubt. Knicks was 2 for 4 last night, including a double and a run scored. Another quick throw there. Brantley back. 7 stolen bases in the big leagues for Michael Brantley, the son of Mickey Brantley. He's been caught twice. Pretty good lead over at first.
Brantley had that look that he was thinking about going. Every once in a while, a pitcher can do that same type of move, step off, but then throw over quickly. You can get that base stealer.
0-1 pitch is fouled at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Trevor coming off a start in which he faced the Seattle Mariners, went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned. Struck out 6, walked nobody. First win since May the 10th. Previous start against Baltimore here at the Big A. Gave up 2 earned runs in 7 innings. So 4 earned runs in his last 13 innings of work as a starter. As Knicks takes some shine, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torrey very shallow in right field against Jason Nix. Quick throw and a quick tag by Juan Rivera. The last couple of weeks we've seen a couple of guys hit over at first base. Julio Lugo was one of them. A pickoff attempt. Juan still learning how to play the position. Pitch out, nothing's happening. That pitch just came back over the plate.
Again, to be able to sell a pitch out, you have to try to keep your same mechanics towards home plate. You want to be a little bit quicker, but not where you have a slide step there where a good base stealer will figure something's different. Of course, then you also want to throw on the throwing side of the catcher's body to give a better chance. Throw him out.
Ball gets away and into the stands. And Brantley moves over to second base. Bell getting charged with the error. Now it almost got Brantley in the ribcage. I'm not sure if Juan Rivera is just not picking up the baseball over there, but once you sit there and say, okay, it's no big deal, it's just happenstance, but now we've seen it 3 times. As Nix takes upstairs and it's a full count.
That's because as a pitcher, you want to throw the throw over there around shin to knee level height. And that's not a bad spot to be able to throw it. You got to have the confidence in your first baseman. He's going to be able to catch that throw.
Trevor's scuffling to find a strike zone here. 3-2 pitch. Nix goes down swinging on a fastball. Good location down at the knees. See if that'll get him back on track here with 1 out.
Especially at 94 miles an hour. Went after him, but it was at that knee level. Howard's so four-seam fastball. Good rotation of that pitch. And by Nix, very late on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball because it was located perfectly.
Here's the right fielder, Shin-Soo Choo. A 293 average, 16 home runs, 70 runs batted in. He was 1 for 5 at the one. Cleveland needed it most off Fernando Rodney, who did not have very good numbers against Choo in his career. Prior to that at bat, it just got worse for him.
.456 career hitter against the Angels. And that's in 68 at bats.
And was held in check for the first 4 at bats as throwing strikes early. A pitch up and in. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Glance back to Brantley. Here comes the 1-1. Check swing roller foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Read this morning that Choo's agent, Scott Boras, saying that he feels that this offseason would be a good time for the Indians to lock up Choo. You don't hear that too often with Scott Boras type clients. Choo still has a 2-year commitment to the military in his native Korea, but can get out of it. He fouls this one off. They will forego his 2 years of military service if he helps Korea win the gold medal in the Asian Games this fall. He is on the final 24-man roster. The Indians are going to allow him to play.
You know what? He's a special player. Great arm in the outfield, hits for an average, has power, runs very well. He's a chance of being a star in this league for a lot of years.
That's it. No pressure. Win gold and you're out of military service.
Man, no pressure at all.
Korea has been tough. First 2 World Baseball Classics. One-two pitch. It got him with a high fastball. Down goes Choo. Back-to-back strikeouts for Trevor Bell. 2 outs.
Well, Trevor did a great job. What set up that pitch right there was the fact that he was able to throw that fastball up and in and kept him honest. Second pitch of the sequence of pitches. Then he came back with that breaking pitch and a fastball in and then elevated a fastball.
So with Brantley at second base, 2 outs, here's Travis Hafner. Hafner, the DH, hitting .272. 10 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Had a double last night, the run scored. Scored the first run for Cleveland. Sac fly off the bat of Shelley Duncan. Ended up going 1 for 4. On the ground over to Rivera. He'll wave off Bell. And Trevor works his way out of the leadoff walk and leaving him standing at second base. Into the bottom of the first. Willits Kayas with a Bray to face Justin Masterson. pitches in that first inning, but got out of it with a couple of strikeouts and a walk and no runs. Coming across, the Angels lineup looks like this. Reggie Willis leading things off at center field. Alberto Callasco over at third base. Bobby Abreu in left. Torrey Hunter in right. Hideki Matsui at DH. Mike Napoli is doing the catching. A couple doubles last night, setting a career high at 23. Still going. Howie Kendrick at second. Juan Rivera at first. Eric Ibar dropped down at the 9-hole. He is the shortstop. Taking on Justin Masterson, a guy who is a three-quarter arm angle. Pretty good sink on his fastball.
Great sinking fastball when it's in the zone. Fastball 89 to 94. Curveball, slider, changeup. Walks, as we just showed there, a big issue for him. 71, which is tied for third most in the American League. Well, of course, he's allowed 179 hits to go along with those 71 walks.
Masterson came over along with left-handed pitcher Nick Hagedorn and Brian Price in exchange for Victor Martinez from the Boston Red Sox. And with Boston, he was primarily used as a bullpen piece, and a very effective bullpen piece, but a guy who worked in the rotation down in the minor leagues as a starter, and Cleveland has him in the rotation. Reggie, sounded like it broke his bat. This might be an infield base hit, and it is.
Even Reggie has to laugh at that. That well-placed base hit.
Well, defensively for the Cleveland Indians, Jordan Brown at left, Michael Brantley at center, Shin-Soo Choo is in right field. In the infield, Nix and Donald on the left side, Valbuena and Laporte on the right, with Lou Morrison doing the catching.
And Jason Donald getting some play at shortstop. He's had a pretty good year as far as the offensive side. Former draft pick by the Phillies in 06. Guy that can cover some ground. Good on the backhand. Strong arm also from shortstop.
Alberto Callasco takes a strike, hitting .285 with 10 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Alberto in the leadoff spot last night. 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the 5th inning. Little roller over to second base, and Willits runs right into Valbuena. They turn a double play. That's one of those plays. We've seen that earlier this year. As a base runner, your best option is to just stop dead in your tracks and avoid the double play.
At least make it a tougher decision on Valbuena of what he's going to do. If you go ready to run into him, he's just going to be able to tag you and make that throw to first.
Just did everybody a favor in that situation there. So base is clear with 2 outs now. Bobby Abreu coming up.
So one thing about Masterson, he's a guy that can get double play balls because he has such great sink to the fastball. He's had 150 base runners, 160 when you count hit batters also. So he's a guy that tends to be wild, but he has that ability to get that one pitch and get 2 outs with it.
Bobby was 0 for 3 last night, had a walk and a stolen base. Lines this one out to left field, but Brown is there. Nothing happening for the Angels here in the bottom of the first. 1 complete here at the Big A, and we are scoreless. pleasure to welcome in Lindsey Stratton, the fiancée of Brandon Wood, who joins us here in the booth. Congratulations, by the way, on the pending nuptials. Are they happening this offseason?
December, yes.
December.
Thank you.
Excited? All the planning's done, right?
Oh, getting close, close.
Make it Brandon do everything?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's
after the game.
Someone's going to lay down the law.
That's right.
I'm just telling you, this guy's been married. You've got to lay down the law. Just letting you know.
It's got to start somewhere.
Gooby well knows he's been married a lot longer than I have.
Yeah, basically he's going to say yes to everything you ask him to do as far as the wedding planning, right?
That sounds good to me.
Yes.
I like that idea.
All right, you're here to talk about the wives' basket auction. What is this basket that we're looking at, and what does it benefit?
Well, this is called a favorites basket, and a lot of the wives and girlfriends of the players and coaches participated in putting together basically favorites of what the ball players like to do in the off season: fishing, movies. Brandon loves to golf, so I put some golf items in there. And it also benefits the Angels Baseball Foundation, so we're really excited about that.
Nice catch by Juan Rivera there for the first shot. I got to ask you, because I was looking through all this. This runs between yesterday and the 19th of September. You're taking a look at some of the baskets here. And when we got some of the literature, and Gooby and I do a lot of homework, and we like to make sure that everything is prepped just for our guests and for our own sake. But it says here, it's one of the things, this year's auction includes baskets filled with players' favorite things to do. As you were just talking about, some examples: remote control cars,
yes,
helicopters, golfing, right?
Yes.
Farming.
Yes.
Is there a little John Deere tractor in one of these baskets?
That would be Mr. Reggie Willett.
Shocker.
He has a ranch at home, and they love to farm, obviously.
And if you bid on the Reggie Willett's basket, because I'm intrigued. I grew up in Kansas. I kind of like perhaps a little farming in the offseason.
There you go. Maybe you should throw a bid out there.
Well, I'm still looking at the golf stuff. I'm wondering if there's a swing in there for me to help me out on my golf game.
I wish I can help you with that. Maybe Brandon can sometime. But what's also great about these baskets, the favorites baskets, is that there's a 5x7 or an 8x10 frame, and you get a personalized picture with the player at the field.
Nice.
When you bid on the basket, and Lindsey will help you with that.
All right, if you wanted to bid on one of these baskets or even look at them, can a fan just look at them online, or are they doing something here at the stadium?
You go on the website. It's the Angels baseball website, and it's the auction section of the website. Okay,
and as far as the auction is concerned, the bids can go as high as you want them to.
Yeah,
is there a minimum bid?
There is a minimum. I think one's $50 right now, and then the highest I saw was $400. I recently checked. So,
was there a lot of animosity among the wives in putting these baskets together? Because obviously you want to have the best representation of the Wood family, right?
I do.
And there was
a little competition, yes, and I just wanted to point out that I put wood here in natural wood.
Oh, see?
So I tried to get creative and fancy it up a little bit.
That's pretty good.
The pressure's on.
I noticed the autograph hat and everything in here, too.
Yep, hat, cleat, ball, and other little items, golf items.
You get a left cleat here, Mizuno cleat, and it's signed by Brandon right here. Baseball, divot repair, you need this.
I do.
Outside of golf as well.
Yes.
Some tees.
Always need that.
And a toothbrush. How about that? Look at that. Gooby's size toothbrush.
Yes.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right, so angelsbaseball.com is the place to go, and this auction lasts through the 19th, I believe it is.
Correct. Yes, the 19th.
And will they be personally hand-delivered to these individuals? How will the disbursement of the baskets occur?
You come to the field, and you'll arrange that with Lindsey, one of the people representing the auction, and she will help you with all the information that you need to know about the baskets.
All right, you guys have done a lot of things during the season. Most wives do, especially at every major league city. Do you like the whole process of getting involved and doing the community stuff? I know you and I and Brandon did a school visit earlier this year.
Yes.
But it's got to be exciting for you to be a part of this at the major league level and getting a chance to kind of show the community side of things.
It is. It is really a joy to be able to give back to, especially the Angels Baseball Foundation, which do so much for the Orange County community. And, this is an awesome experience, and I hope to be here for a long time and contribute to the Angels as much as I can.
Okay, is there an award given out to the best basket? Or is it just based on, I guess, the highest bidder?
I think it's just pride.
Right.
I think that's pretty much it.
That's it?
We all get to walk a little taller.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lindsey, we appreciate appreciate it. Best of luck to you. We'll continue
Thank
to
you.
pump this up through the 19th. And
awesome.
Good luck to you in the pending nuptials this December.
Thank you very much.
Great seeing you as always.
Great seeing you too. Thank you.
Donald goes down swinging. 2 outs here. With Jordan Brown over at first base with a base hit. Strikeout number 3 for Trevor.
There's some pretty cool baskets that they've brought up here, too.
Got the Juan Rivera basket up there. Valbuena, the second baseman, takes down low. Trevor right now 30 pitches, 15 strikes, 15 balls.
Definitely had good velocity on the fastball even early in this game at 94. His breaking pitch has been solid also.
Valbuena laying off that pitch. That's 2 balls and no strikes. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. But did draw the walk with the bases loaded. That was that hiccup inning that Dan Herron had in the 6th when he walked 3 consecutive batters after a 2-out double by Jason Nix, forcing in a run. And that, at that point, put Cleveland up 2-1. Torrey had erased that deficit at the bottom of the inning with a home run. That pitch outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Dan Herron threw the ball exceptionally well, except for that one inning. He said he was just nibbling around the outside corner too much. He was kind of down on himself. But the reality is 2 earned runs in 7 innings pitched. Solid. 6 punch outs again for Dan.
And Bell walks Valbuena here on 4 pitches. And Valbuena is one of those guys that you're anywhere near the strike zone, he's hacking.
And that's the thing, especially when it was 2-0 count. Just trust the movement. Just go fastball on the outside part of the plate. Even if he hits it hard to left field, he doesn't really have that type of power. He's going to drive it out of the ballpark. Could be a single that way, but he's not going to hurt you with the long ball. So that's the mindset you have to have as a pitcher. Even though you're not getting a lot of run support, you got to be aggressive. Don't think in the lines of, wow, if I give up a run or 2 early in this game, we're going to lose. You got to think in the lines, you're going to score some runs, but you got to prevent them from scoring also by attacking the strike zone.
Lou Marson, the catcher at the plate. Hitting 189 on the year. The breaking ball is in there. And I was just going to ask you before he threw that breaking pitch, were you one of those believers of, if you can't spot that fastball, you just walk the guy who is prone to putting the ball in play weakly or even striking out, as Valbuena is, relying on a breaking pitch to kind of get you back on track?
I always thought I could throw my slider for a strike no matter what the scenario was. And I was identified as a pitcher that would throw a lot of 3-2 sliders, because most hitters are gearing up for the fastball. But I felt I could throw the slider better for a strike. A little less movement because my fastball sank a lot. It would be out of the zone a lot of times. But the slider was always going to be close enough to either get a swing or a call.
Missed down low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And Trevor clearly frustrated with his inability tonight to control the strike zone, falling behind at 2 balls and a strike here to Marson with 2 on. This inning started with that pop-up by Laporta, caught by Rivera near the dugout. Single by Brown, the strikeout of Donald, and walk to Valbuena. This one's fouled off to the right. Torrey again in right field, very shallow. Reggie shallow at center, now really swung over the opposite way toward the alley in right center. Breaking pitch is cued over to the right side. Long way for Rivera to go over there, but with Marson, the catcher, running, easily thrown out for out number 3. No runs, a hit, and 2 left on. The Angels Wides baskets. Just go to angelsbaseball.com to bid on them. A lot of nice stuff there through September 19th.
hard blast. Torrey Hunter with the Angels down 2-1 goes the other way. A fastball out over the plate. Drove it. He thought maybe a double, but it got some great carry for the home run for Torrey Hunter. That was our fourth play. Cold, hard blast.
Torrey steps in and takes ball one here against Justin Masterson. 20th home run of the year for Torrey last night. But now with 73 runs batted in, 9 out of the last 10 years with 20 or more home runs. And he's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes.
It was still surprising how well that baseball carried last night. Out over the plate, generally at nighttime here at the Big A. It was kind of cool last night, too.
Check swing. He went around, says Joe S. Sinking fastball down and in. And it's 2-1. Takes a strike in there, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hunter, Matsui, Napoli here in the second against Masterson. Gave up a leadoff infield base at the Reggie Willis. Got a double play ball, and then a fly ball out the left. Torrey is the first down here to start the second.
There's 3 outs already in this game via the ground ball for Masterson, a guy that works very well down in the strike zone. The key against him, as most sinker balls, is to try to get him up in the strike zone, because that baseball will flatten out, and that's when you can do the damage on him.
Matsui, a .264 average, 18 home runs and 74 runs batted in. He takes that pitch outside, and Masterson falling behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Masterson became one of the youngest Red Sox pitchers to win a postseason game. Zadecki takes a strike. Just over 23 years of age. Winning Game 5 of the ALCS against the Tampa Bay Rays in 2008. Matsui late on that fastball. He was accounted 2 balls, 2 strikes. Masterson got to the big leagues in 08, went 6-5 that year in 36 games. ERA just over 3. Started the season with the Red Sox, pitching in 31 games, 6 starts for Boston before the trade. Got into 11 games, 10 starts with Cleveland. Matsui takes outside, it's a full count. That's got to be tough to be the Cleveland Indians. So many guys being traded over the last 3 years. 3 big name guys. You get all of these guys, kind of a melting pot. Not on top of that, you have a brand new manager from a completely different system. Trying to gel everything, as Matsui goes down swinging for round number 2.
It's not easy to do, especially when the expectation and the hope of Indian fans is to finally win a world championship. They were that close a number of times. Certainly in the 90s, had a great opportunity in 07 to get to the World Series, but this is a different ball club. Great yard they play in, that's for sure, in Cleveland. But it's, they've had some health issues. And is trying to keep some players around, and once that looked like they weren't going to be able to keep around, they had to make some deals. And so far, the deals haven't necessarily worked out for them.
Napoli takes a strike. Mike with the 2 doubles yesterday, now with 23 on the year, surpassing his career high of last year, 21. .248 average and 22 home runs as he is in the hole now, 0-2.
Masterson over on the first base side of the pitching rubber, similar to what you saw Derek Lowe making that transition, because as a sinker ball pitcher, more difficult to get on that outside part of the plate on righties or inside on lefties. Right there, right on that first base side. Most right-handed pitchers will be in the middle or shade to the left or the third base side of the pitching rubber, but sinker balls will generally make that transition over that side.
Napoli foul tips that one into the glove, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Masterson, including a couple of strikeouts. 2 complete, no score. Indians at the top of the order coming up. Brantley, Nix, and Chu here against Trevor Bell. He's got 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Well, I think it comes down to the basics. Play angel baseball. Solid defense. Run the bases well. Situational hit. Make good pitches on the mound. And win the game the proper way. No mistakes. Fundamental baseball. Simple. But it's been difficult of late. There's no question about it. All the phases that Mike's so accustomed to seeing done well has not been part of this team for quite some time now.
Now the Angels 19-28 since the All-Star break. Coming off an 11-16 month of August, 2-3 here in the month of September. Again, the pitching has been not bad. Brantley takes upstairs. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The hitting, on the other hand, has been mind-boggling. Bonkel hitting .202 in a small sampling here in the month of September. Situation has been the biggest problem. Brantley loops this one into left field. He's thinking about 2. Nope, he's going to stop there as Brave gets the ball back in. 2-strike base hit for Brantley. Second time he's been on board. He drew a walk in the first inning.
Not a bad pitch. Changeup. Well, if you want to throw a perfect pitch, that's the pitch you want to throw for the all-speed. Off the plate. Just got to give Brantley credit for hitting that ball to the left field. You try to pull that. It's a ground ball right to second base.
New career high, 9-game hitting streak for Brantley. Here's Jason Nix, a strikeout victim in the first. Look at a breaking pitch for a strike. Rob Drake is the man calling the balls and strikes tonight. Joe West at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and Dan Bellino over at third. Pitch out, nothing's happening. And Brantley looked at first base as if he knew a pitch out was coming. He just kind of stood right up and took a step off the bag, and that was it.
It's all about selling that as a pitcher, too. You don't want to speed up your delivery too much. I mentioned that the first time around. If you do something different, good base fielders will see that something is on. Try to do the exact same delivery, whether you're going home on normally or on a pitch out.
Edwards fouled at the plate, got a piece of Napoli. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Would have fouled off and stayed right on the mask area.
Trevor ahead of the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Brantley still over at first. Mike appears to be all right.
Try a slider on him right here. Stay on top of the pitch.
Nix pops this one up behind the plate. Down a play. Nice play by a young fan down there. Perhaps even right over the top of his little brother.
While he was texting
and
also.
Texting.
That's amazing. Got the phone in the hand.
Hey, you see
no
adults,
problem.
You see adults do it with beers in their hand. He's doing it while texting.
And he's telling everybody.
Quick throw over there, and Brantley back in. Rivera drops the baseball. 1-2, and Nix goes down swinging. And there's out number 1. Strikeout number 4 for Trevor Bell.
So far, Trevor's done a nice job as far as slowing Brantley down to first and then making some quality pitches to Nix. With a good off-speed pitch, gets a swing and miss. I will show the circle changeup. Great arm action on that pitch. Not a lot of rotation in the baseball. But the speed was perfect, and so was the location.
Chu was the strikeout victim himself in the first inning. 0 for 1. Looked like it went around on that pitch. They asked for an appeal. He did, says Dan Bellino. Third base umpire. It's no balls in a strike. Good slider down and in. The key word, ever. .415 average against the Angels.
What about that last at bat? A great sequence of pitches by Trevor against Chu. Set up by that fastball up and in to make him uncomfortable at the plate.
A strike on the inside corner, 0-2.
That's one thing I like about Trevor. He's not afraid to pitch inside. He gets in there with authority both for effect and for strikes. I'm going to try to elevate the fastball again against Chu, see if he gets a swing and miss.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brantley still, I don't know if it's Trevor mixing up his looks or the throws over. Just doesn't seem to be getting the proper footing over at first base.
You see him getting frustrated too.
Another throw over there. Brantley's back in. Four base runners in this game for Cleveland. Brantley's been on twice. Jordan Brown had a base hit. Valbuena with a walk. Trevor already at 50 pitches. Brantley takes off. Chu takes that pitch inside. A throw from Napoli is a little bit high, and it goes off the glove of Ibar and into center field. And Brantley ends up at third. What should be an error on Ibar. And it is.
But a decent jump, but not a great jump. A tough pitch to be able to throw if you're Mike Napoli down and in like that. Difficult to be able to catch and then throw. Ibar looked like he tried to slap the tag on him quickly without looking the ball into his glove first, and then now the infield's going to be forced in.
Chu takes down low. And it's a full count. With Hafner at the on-deck circle. '20th error by Eric Ibar this year. Second error of the game. Chu just a fly ball to shallow center. Here comes Reggie Willits. Brantley seems like he's going to tag. The throw from Willits is not in time. 1-0 Cleveland. As Chu gets credit for his 71st RBI. The error coming back to haunt.
That slight hesitation by Reggie Willits allowed Brantley to be able to get in. He got himself a good throwing position. Then tried to recoil and throw a little bit firmer throw to home. But at that point, Brantley's too quick. Scores on that one. needed a perfect throw anyhow to get him. Again, that play up the middle there on the stolen base. Basically a gift run for the Tribe here.
Hafner swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes. A ground out victim to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. One ball, 2 strikes here on Hafner. A base hit by Brantley, a stolen base, the error by Ibar. And then the sac fly by Chu, putting Cleveland on top 1-0. And a very slow-paced game here. 56 pitches thrown by Trevor in this one already. 57th is lined into the alley in right center field. A base hit for Hafner and more, all the way to the wall. A little miscommunication there as to who was going to pick it up. It didn't matter as it got to the wall anyways. Hafner was not going to go to third base. It's a double for the Indians DH. His 25th of the year and a man in scoring position here for Matt Laporta.
Boy, Hafner still has the ability to drive the ball in the alley. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Hafner made Trevor Bell pay for that pitch. And the communication needs to be there, especially when the offense has been struggling. You cannot afford to give up an extra base or a run.
The entire infield on the mound having a conversation with Mike Butcher. Of the 57 pitches thrown by Trevor, 31 have been strikes. Here's Laporta, the first baseman, popped out on the steps of the dugout on the first base side. First plate appearance, takes that slider outside for ball 1. Breaking ball ripped down the left field line, but foul. Just down in front of it. Count was at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boy, a different tempo today for Trevor Bell as compared to his last time out, in which he had 6 punch-outs, no walks. And as a pitcher, you can't think in the lines of the offense is struggling. You still got to pitch your game. Think in the lines of innings. Go deep into a ball game. Get to your opponent's bullpen where you can score a run late.
Good strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a 1-2. Laporta takes it side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Indians with a run on 3 hits. They've left 3 on base. They've got a man in scoring position in Hafner. And that run scored earlier this inning. Now an earned run as Mike Napoli wants to have a conversation. That's the one thing we've touted too about Trevor Bell. Tempo has been fantastic. Tonight, not so much.
Trying to get a feel for the mound, and always been a believer that the more strikes you throw, the quicker you are, the better your defense is going to be behind you.
And a full count. Jordan Brown, the left fielder's on deck. After doesn't run that well, so base hit. At least you got an opportunity here. Reggie very deep in center field. Before it takes outside, there's a walk. Third issued by Bell to go with the 4 strikeouts. And here comes Brown, who had a base hit his first plate appearance, so he's 1 for 1. A couple of new arms in the bullpen. Matt Palmer, Bobby Cazaval. Added after the game yesterday with Brian Stokes being released. Short stint for Brian. Injury marred stint. 31st birthday today. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. He showed some promise in spring training too, did Stokes. Good fastball.
Well, I was surprised how hard he threw, and he had a great sharp slider too. After a pretty solid season the year before with the Mets.
This one out toward the alley in left center field. Bobby over to his left, makes the running catch and keeps the damage to a minimum. A run on a couple of hits. Cleveland leads it 1-0. Howie Kendrick, Juan Rivera, Eric Ibar here in the bottom third. The chopper on the third base side. Nix cuts it off, and now he's retired for the first out. This Saturday, all kids 2 to 18 in attendance will receive a free Angels art set courtesy of Yakult. The set includes crayons, colored pencils, markers, watercolors, and more. Be sure to purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window. Tick-tock goes the clock, Gooby.
I know, just a few days away.
Right around the corner.
I'm just trying to figure out what I could paint for you, Victor.
Oh, man. You got one more against Cleveland tomorrow. That's a 4:05 start. Then the Seattle Mariners roll into town for 3 starting on Friday night. 7:05 game Friday, 6:05 Saturday, 12:35 on Sunday. And the Angels back out on the road. Second of the last road trip. 3 in Cleveland and 3 in St. Petersburg, Florida against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa had a pretty good offensive night today against Boston. 14-3 victory against the Red Sox in Fenway Park.
They returned a favor from last night.
The Yankees lost again to Baltimore. That's going to be a fun race all the way to the end in that East.
1 ball, 1 strike here, and apparently Juan Rivera wants Rob Drake to check the baseball. And a new baseball is put into play. That wouldn't bother you anyway.
No, I thought at that point, if a hitter's checking the baseball against me, I'm pretty much in his mind.
Rivera out towards center field, hit pretty well. Going back on it is Brantley. Still back there. They'll make the catch for the second out of the inning.
And Brantley tracked that ball very well. Center field, that ball was scalded. He thought he might have gotten that baseball. Back to the wall, Brantley makes the play. And Masterson's again, if it's up at all in the strike zone, that's when you have a good chance against him. If you swing a pitches down around knee level with that late sink, it's going to be difficult to get any air against that nasty sinker.
Ibar in the hole here. No balls in a strike. 9th batter that Masterson has faced as we play here in the 3rd. Remember, Willits had that infield base hit, but then the double play happened. So Masterson has faced the minimum 9. Ibar in the hole with no balls, 2 strikes, hitting .260 now. 5 home runs and 27 runs batted in. 4 night last night. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes.
If you're a left-handed batter against Masterson, you got to look away because he has a difficult time throwing a pitch on the inside part of the plate because that late movement he has in that arm angle he throws the baseball at. The only pitch he's going to be able to get inside consistently would be a slider.
Ibar out to left field. Here comes Brown. Cooks charging in. It slides and makes the basket catch. Nice running catch by Jordan Brown in left field, and the Angels go down in order here in the 3rd. 3 in the books. Cleveland is up 1-0. Here, see the AT&T trivia question. Trevor Hoffman earned his 600th save tonight. Who was the last pitcher to hold the record before Hoffman? Pardon me for the delay in coming back here. I was listening to an announcement here as Kendrick makes the catch. Jason Donald is the first down here in the 4th inning. We're being told that Rob Quinlan before the game today has been released.
Just heard that one. Had some good years for the Angels. Filled in very well for Mike Scioscia, coming off the bench, playing some third base, first base, some outfield.
Valbuena takes a strike. Good guy. Always great to be around.
Great guy.
Foul back to the screen. It's no balls, 2 strikes here on Valbuena, who drew a walk his first plate appearance. Congratulations, by the way, to Trevor Hoffman, not to blow off his 600th save.
Oh, by the way, 600 saves.
This one over to Ibar. Ball moved around a little bit in that glove, but he makes the catch for out number 2.
Boy, Trevor having one of the best changeup the game has ever seen.
Two up and 2 down for Trevor.
He had no problem.
All the way. Lou Marshall coming to the plate.
Maybe the best song to enter a game, too, for Trevor Hoffman.
Not bad for a converted shortstop. Couldn't hit.
That's why he became a pitcher. He's slow. You know how hard it is to hit. Let me try pitching.
At one time, I was with the Marlins in their inaugural season, the bullpen for them. And at one time, the Marlins had Brian Harvey, the great Angels closer, was their main guy, big split finger. Trevor Hoffman, who went to San Diego as part of the Gary Sheffield deal. And then Rob Nen, a young Rob Nen, who'd come over from Texas in a trade for the original Chris Carpenter, if I remember correctly. 3 pretty good closers right there.
Well, and they talked
about the inaugural season.
They talked about the nasty boys in Cincinnati they had. But that's truly a great class of closers. One organization, one team. Rob Nen was nasty also.
No doubt.
That slight hesitation in his delivery, then you look up and it's 96 on you.
Catching it was bad enough. I couldn't imagine hitting against it.
Seemed like it was a heavy, sinking, moving fastball, too. When Brian Harvey had, outside of Bruce Sutter, he had one of the best split finger fastballs out of the bullpen I've ever seen.
An all-time great guy, too.
With a great hat, too.
Oh, no doubt. Full count here on Marson. Bell trying to get his first 1-2-3 inning. Now time is called again. It's the second time Marson's backed out of the plate. Trevor obviously very frustrated. The first time, it didn't appear as if Rob Drake called timeout and Trevor just stopped his motion. That was with a 1-2 count. Marson chopping this one up the third base line. Callaspo's got it. Bell has his 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th here at the Big A. The Angels trying to get it going offensively. Get Justin Masterson down by a run. CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Carl's Jr. Want a Charles Roll burger topped with a big juicy Philly cheesesteak? Then come to Carl's Jr. for the Philly cheesesteak burger. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 Cleveland, top of the order. Due up for the Halos, Willits, Callaspo, and Abreu here against Justin Masterson. He struck out 2, walked nobody. He's given up 1 base hit. That was to Willits. Reggie's base hit, an infield knock that did not get out of the infield grass. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Reggie came in batting .271, getting to start out in center field. Takes a strike now. It's 2-1. Just missed outside.
Then you would think, because Masterson is such a tall pitcher at 6'6", you want to make a move around and make him field his position. He's a guy that has pretty good mechanics as far as landing. It doesn't fall over to the first base side a whole lot, so he's in position to make a play.
Full count. Third time that Reggie's batted in the leadoff spot. Did it on Sunday the 29th against Baltimore. Had 2 hits in that game. Did it up in Seattle. He lines on the right field for a base hit. The leadoff man is on board. He's 1 for 4 in that game with Seattle with a double. Go back to our AT&T trivia question with Trevor Hoffman picking up a .600 save. Want to know from you who the last pitcher to hold the record before Trevor, and of course it's none other than Lee Smith. Lee Smith.
Boy, Lee was very quick getting in from the bullpen to the mound, wasn't he? He's a guy that took his time. When you were that big, you could take your time because nobody's going to say anything, but how long it takes you to get it from the bullpen to throw your first pitch.
Callaspo takes the off-speed pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1. As it stands right now, Trevor Hoffman with 600 saves, Mariano Rivera 555, Lee Arthur 478. Who was right behind Lee Arthur?
John Franco?
John Franco.
He of the great changeup himself.
Good call, man. 424. Billy Wagner at 418. Wagner having a very good year for the Atlanta Braves, and he's done. He says he's
that's
done
it
after this year.
Pretty good comeback, consider what surgery he had a little over a year ago.
Alberto fouling that pitch back, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Troy Percival 8th on that list. 358. Oh, there's some big names on that list. Callaspo takes out John, and it's 1-2. Big names that are way down on the list. Dan Quisenberry, guy you played with. 244 saves in his career. 31st on the all-time list.
Bruce Gossage was probably pretty low on that list, too. He's in the Hall of Fame now. Bruce Sutter, same thing.
Ground ball to third. Nix feeds foul play. The relay is in time. 5-4-3 goes to double play. Second double play hit into by Callaspo. There are 2 outs of the bases clear. Bobby Abreu coming up.
Again, when it comes down to a guy with a great sinking fastball, has that ability to get 2 outs with this one sinking fastball.
Yeah, Goose 18th all time, 310. And Bruce Sutter 21st all time with 300.
Oh, my ex-teammates Jeff Montgomery must be up there pretty good too. I know he had well over 300.
Monty's 304, 19th. And former Cleveland Indian Joe Table, Jose Mesa. He's on that list.
How about Doug Jones? from the track.
Slow, slower, slowest.
He threw about 5 different type of change-ups. That was unbelievable. I had, you sit in that dugout and watch him throw. You go, you know what? Give him all the credit in the world. He never threw a pitch harder than 80 miles an hour, it seemed to be.
303 saves in his career. Bobby takes up and away. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Masterson is not messing around tonight. 45 pitches, 32 strikes.
Bobby lining one to center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. 2-out knock for Brave, whose first hit of the game. 1 for 2 now. And a board for Torrey Hunter. And this Sunday, join the Angels for the annual Salute to Kids Day. Upon entry, all kids 2 to 18 in attendance will receive a free Angels reminder binder courtesy of Union Bank. To purchase tickets or for more information on Salute to Kids Day, visit angelsbaseball.com.
Masterson's not real quick to the plate. Look at the difference in the pitches thrown. Only a third of an inning difference as far as pitches. I mean, innings so far, 76 compared to 46. He's around the strike zone, working down in the strike zone. Trevor Bell's been trying to aim some pitches. Still, the stuff has been there. The velocity on the fastball, his changeup's been fantastic. But again, it could be the mindset not wanting to make a mistake and lose the game. You can't have that type of mentality, as hard as that is to do so.
Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Torrey over 1 with a ground ball to short. And take a look at our U.S. Marines leaders of the game. 20th home run coming last night. 9 of the last 10 years. Breaking ball is fouled off to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that's one of the few mistakes made in the game by Masterson. That was an elevated breaking pitch. Only giving up 3 home runs to right-handed batters, 10 to left-handed batters. This is a very hittable slider. Well, you can see the frustration, Torrey. He had a pitch to crush.
Lays off that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Braves stays at first. Cleveland with a run in the 3rd inning. Brantley had a base hit to lead off the frame. Stole second base, and on the throw, Eric Ibarb committed an error, allowing Brantley to get to third base. And Chu hit a sac fly to shallow center to bring him home. That's the only scoring in this ballgame. The 2-2. Torrey gets jammed and fouls it back to the screen. This is what a guy with movement will do to any lineup. For the most part, has caused some odd swings. Looking for that fastball. As Abreu takes off, that pitch is inside, a throw down from Marson, and Abreu is gunned down to end the 4th inning. Caught stealing. Throw on the bag by Marson. We are through 4. Cleveland still up 1-0. In Cleveland, Bobby Abreu getting gunned down in the bottom of the fourth. Justin Masterson with a couple of strikeouts. 3 hits allowed, and now Trevor Bell back out for the top of the fifth. He's got the top of the order, and Brantley, Nix, and Chu here in the fifth inning. Brantley 1 for 1 with a walk and that base hit. Run scored. Cleveland with a run on 3 hits. They've stranded 5 so far. The Angels, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and nobody left on base. Halos have yet to get a man into scoring position tonight against Masterson.
We get 2 hits last inning and nothing to show for it. Double play ball and then a caught stealing. I still think that's the right decision to make. You have to be aggressive, especially with that movement that Masterson has. Not an easy thing to be able to do, catch and throw if you're a catcher.
Brantley pulling this one, and Rivera does a nice job sidestepping it, making the catch to his left. Takes it himself, and there's out number 1. That'll bring up Jason Nix, the third baseman.
Trying to get Brantley off the base pass. He had to walk and the base hit, and he had to throw over a number of times. Vary your times at a plate.
Nix out towards center. Willits a couple of steps back. 2 outs. Hey, folks, the next Wells Fargo Big Bank Friday is coming up on Friday when the Angels host the Mariners. Come out to the Big A for the game, then stay for the spectacular post-game fireworks after the ball game. Purchase those tickets at angelsbaseball.com. Two outs and Shin-Soo Choo at the plate. Choo a strikeout in the first, a sac fly in the third. Now with 71 runs batted in. The dribbler over to first base. Rivera will take it himself. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Trevor Bell. He's retired the last 7 in a row. Into the bottom of the fifth. Angels still trail at 1-0. Toriano, Hideki Matsui, Mike Napoli. To lead things off here gets Justin Masterson.
Well, that movement on the fastball by Masterson, if you're a hitter, especially if you're a right-handed batter, you're looking out over the plate. You think you have a great chance to track it. Then the ball just runs in on your hands. We're going to see how much movement he can create by his arm angle shortly. very difficult for a right-handed batter to be able to see and read it because you see it out over the plate and it's running underneath your hands. The best you can do is beat it into the ground.
Hunter was at the plate when Abreu was thrown out there in the fourth. Ground out to short for Torrey. And all of these pitches have been below the knee, unlike the at-bat that Torrey was having in the fourth inning, where Masterson was elevating some of his pitches.
Well, he threw one bad breaking pitch, Torrey, and Torrey's looking for that exact pitch because you can't do any damage with a pitch he's thrown down and in like that.
Missed outside. It's 1-2.
He's one of those pitchers, he can almost throw a fastball every pitch. Even though you could still time the speed, it's that movement. I remember a pitcher who used to be in Kansas City. Hippolito Pichardo was a guy that was very effective as far as just throwing fastball after fastball. I remember Chili Davis once telling me when he was with the Angels, he said he was happy when he threw him a slider because that was a pitcher who had a chance of being up, and with the lateral movement, it got a good chance to get the good part of the bat against him. That's a sign for a sinking fastball. And you notice Marston's throwing the one finger down for the fastball on the outside corner, but when he puts one down again and he makes a circular action, that means he wants that sinking fastball, the late movement. So again, come right back with the sinking fastball down and in.
And Torrey out to deep center field. Bradley giving chase. Torrey. A mammoth big fly for Torrey Hunter to tie things up at 1.
Well, you talk about a great at bat. And that wasn't that was an extremely difficult pitch to be able to get in the air. But this time it was out over the plate enough where he get his arms extended. Just like Torrey said to Mike Napa, I'm only one behind you now. So you better get a home run yourself.
21 bombs, tying things up. He did it last night to tie things up at 2. Tonight ties things up at 1. Here's Hideki Matsui. The fastball is up and away. Take a look at our One West Bank, one person, one play. Brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time.
Boy, great extension on that swing. Good balance, lower part of his body. A fastball that was down, but it was over the middle of the plate. And the proper approach, Mike Scioscia told us on his past road trip how he wanted his hitters, along with Mickey Hatch, hit the ball right up the middle. Well, that was up the middle and far.
Matsui hitting a towering shot to shallow left center. Brown makes the call and the catch, and there is out number 1.
Well, the bat before, when Bobby Abreu was thrown out trying to steal, you could see just the movement he creates from this arm angle. He has a great arm angle, which he goes at this point at 3/4. He's in the box there, and then a fastball there, and then, of course, at the end, you can see how it just shoots right into the inside part of the plate. Very difficult to be able to do anything with, but he was able to track it and had a better look next time around.
Napoli rolling this one over to third base. Mix flies across the diamond to Laporta, and there are 2 outs. So 2 quick outs for Masterson after giving up the home run to Torrey Hunter here to start the 5th. And Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. And Howie takes down low. One ball, one strike. Howie with a ground ball to third base, leading off the third inning. 0 for 1. Dropping back down to the 7th spot in the order. Willits leading things off. Gallasco dropping down. Ibar being dropped down to the 9 hole. So Howie making his home tonight in the 7 hole. Got a 1 ball, 2 strike count. He goes down chasing that slider, and that is the third strikeout of the night for Justin Masterson, but he made one pitch and paid for it to Torrey Hunter. Leading things off through the fifth inning. Torrey's 21st home run of the year to dead central through 5. We are tied at 1.
Freeze Cam brought to you by Coors Light. What a play here by Brown in left field. Jordan Brown comes sliding in with a smile on his face, making it like Tim Brown. Making a play. Masterson's liking it. That was our Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. Tim Brown, the former Raider. Come on, Victor.
I know who he is. What, do you got the Heisman on the mind?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's on everyone's mind right now.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
1-1 tie for Trevor Bell. Facing after Laporta.
I'm here to entertain you, Victor.
Tim Brown. That ball is out toward right field. That's a good run. Off the top of the wall. And they're calling it a home run. Angel Hernandez says it's a home run. And Travis Hafner has put the Indians back on top 2-1.
Mike Scioscia's going to come out right away and have a discussion.
Second hit of the game for Hafner, had a double in the third inning. Hafner is 11th home run of the year. And the question here is whether or not he saw it clearly enough to make the call on his own, or if he needs help to go to the replay, but it's not mandatory.
It looked like it got over the wall.
Yeah. The baseball there disappeared for a moment. Now he's just going to talk things over with the other guys. And again, this still does not mean they're going to review it. And it looks like they are. Joe West, Angel Hernandez, Dan Valino going underneath. Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, will stay on the field, but just by that one replay that we saw the ball disappear for just a moment behind the out-of-town scoreboard.
It looked like it got beyond the wall.
Yeah.
But generally, you kind of look at the reactions by the fans, too, especially in your home ballpark.
Well, on that last one there, you can
see
the ball's gone there.
Yes.
Off the railing and back over.
It's worth checking in no matter what.
Not the way Trevor wanted to start the sixth inning after Torrey tied things up at the bottom of the fifth inning. He had retired the last 7 in a row before facing Hafner there. See the review rule. Manny Acker talking with his coaches as well, as Trevor's just getting some warm-up tosses here. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's given up 4 hits. The question is whether or not it's a 2-1 Cleveland lead or a 1-1 tie with Hafner at second base.
Well, it's the frustrating part, too, for Mike Scioscia and the Angels. You just tie the game up, and right away, the Tribe takes the lead again.
We saw this last night. Dan Herron on the mound, especially when he struggled with his control in the 6th inning. Torrey had to answer in the bottom of the 6th inning with a home run. And that run coming across in the 9th.
It'll take a long time to check this out.
Yeah.
And the longer they take, the better chance they might reverse it.
One thing's for certain, it did not hit the individual. He cleared out as quickly as possible. That ball was driven by Hafner.
Baseball's been carrying pretty well at night the last couple of nights, surprisingly so.
Well, Torrey's last night was even his own reaction, the way he sprinted out of the batter's box, thinking that the ball was going to go out of the wall in right field.
Tonight, though, he went into Bo Jackson territory in center field.
Umpires are coming out. It's a home run. So it's a 2-1. Cleveland lead. 11th home run of the year for Hafner. His 43rd run batted in. And here's the first baseman, Matt Laporta. That was Trevor Bell's 84th pitch of the night. 48 strikes. The Angels trying to get some action going in the bullpen as Laporta takes down low for ball 1. Laporta is 0 for 1 with a pop-up and a walk.
And Trevor's done a great job as far as keeping the ball in the ballpark. Only 2 home runs allowed this season in 16 2/3 innings pitched.
Francisco Rodriguez. First man up, 2-1 on Laporta. And Laporta hits one out to deep left field. Abreu up against the wall, reaches up, makes the catch. There's out number 1.
Well, and that's one that I thought was definitely had a good chance of getting out of the yard.
Like Mike Scioscia feeling the exact same way as he's making his way out.
A flat fastball over the inner half.
Trevor Bell is done for the night. Francisco Rodriguez is going to come in here. A pitching change. We're in the 6th inning with Trevor Bell giving up his 2nd home run, giving Cleveland a 2-1 lead. Francisco Rodriguez on in relief when we return. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. By your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. And by 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. Cleveland's on top 2-1 here in the sixth inning with one out. Bases clear. Francisco Rodriguez takes over for Trevor Bell to win 5 1/3 tonight, giving up two runs, both earned on 4 hits, including the Hafner home run. He struck out 4, walked 3, and did not have his best stuff, although he did have a nice little stretch there with the last out in the third inning through the fifth, where he retired 7 in a row. But the Hafner home run, the deep fly ball aboard it, Mike Scioscia's seen enough. And now Francisco Rodriguez to face Jordan Brown, the left fielder.
Still 3 really good starts in a row for Trevor Bell. And being in that 5th spot in the rotation, that's what you want out of your 5th starter. 5, 6 innings. Give team a chance to win.
That one fouled off the shin of Brown. No balls, 2 strikes.
And breaking pitch right off the top of the foot. The back foot. And that breaking pitch.
Trying to walk it off as Brown. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit in the second, a fly ball to left and a third. Make that nice sliding catch earlier in the game to Rob Ibar of a base hit.
You'll be thinking you're going to rate back inside again.
Absolutely. Francisco hasn't pitched since the 31st of August. That was against the Mariners. Went 1/3 of an inning in that game. Gave up a hit. Oh, 2. Fastball as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels bullpen this year, a 12-14 record with a 4.40 ERA. Off-speed pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The staff ERA coming into tonight's game at 4.31. And since the All-Star break, the staff ERA at 3.95. A lot of it having to do with the starting pitching. Brown fouls this one off into the seats on the third base side. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bottom line is you have opportunities to win pretty much every game because of the fact that the starting pitching has been consistent. Every once in a while there's been a game in which try to be too fine on the mound and resulted in some runs against, but for the most part the starters have done their job.
Scott Kazmir will get the start tomorrow. A 4:05 start here against Cleveland. Will be opposed by right-hander Josh Tomlin. Another 2-2. Brown pulls this one foul up the first base line. A little battle here between Francisco and Jordan. His friends call him Tim.
Because of his ability to make sliding catches,
I guess. 2-2. This one looped down the left field line, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Brown will stop at first. Second time in this game in which we've seen a little loop single. Brantley had one in the third inning. Brown has one here with 1 out in the 6th, and here comes Jason Donald, the shortstop. Trevor Crowe is pinch running here for Jordan Brown. Crowe came into the game late last night as a defensive replacement. So Brown ends the game going 2 for 3. There's Donald at the plate. A strikeout and a pop-ups. He's 0 for 2. Donald, part of that Cliff Lee deal last year. Originally a third-round pick by the Phillies in 2006. At the University of Arizona.
Great baseball program there.
Freshman All-American there. That's in the dirt. Nice job by Napoli. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Born in Clovis, California, makes his home. Still there. At Buchanan High School. Francisco falls behind here. 3 balls and no strikes, and a visit to the mound by Mike Napoli.
Again, coming out of the bullpen, the inconsistencies as far as that first pitch strike. The stuff is there for each one of the guys out of the bullpen for the Angels, but it's falling behind. It's been frustrating Mike Butcher throughout this entire season.
In case you wonder where Clovis is at.
Yes, I was going to ask you where that's at.
I could tell by the look you were giving me. Just outside of Fresno.
So it's pretty warm there.
That's a 4-pitch walk. A bloop single by Brown. The pinch runner Trevor Crowe moves to second. And now the walk to Donald. Two-one game here in the 6th inning. A big meeting out there with Luis Valbuena, the second baseman, coming to the plate. And the annual Salute to Kids Day is this Sunday. All kids 2 to 18 in attendance will be eligible to win great prizes such as autographed Angels merchandise, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and SeaWorld passes, Dana Wharf sport fishing passes, ESPN Zone passes, and more. Great seats are still available at angelsbaseball.com or the Angel Stadium ticket window.
Big bag of kettle corn.
That's a big league bag, kettle corn. Oh, yeah. Sugar Rush kicking in. Can't wait for the ride home, huh?
And then school tomorrow.
Valbuena swinging at the first pitch after a 4-pitch walk. Fouls it straight back, and it's 0-1. Valbuena's walked and popped out, so an 0-for-1 game. He's the second baseman. Location off for Francisco Rodriguez. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Valbuena, native of Venezuela, came over in that Franklin Gutierrez deal with Seattle. It's actually a 3-team deal with the Mets. Joe Smith coming over to Cleveland as well. Angels saw Smith yesterday. Threw the ball well. Francisco Rodriguez right now at the point where he's almost aiming his pitches. See Bobby Cazaval loosening in the bullpen. Called up after the game yesterday.
Boy, Valbuena seeing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone.
The 3-1. They're loaded up. Fifth walk issued. Nothing else to talk about here other than the fact that Lou Marsh is coming up with 1 out. The base is loaded. Crowe at third, Donald at second, Valbuena at first. Marson twice is grounded out, once to first, once to third. Keep in mind, this inning started with Travis Hafner hitting a home run off Trevor Bell to put Cleveland back on top 2-1. Bell was lifted after getting Laporta to fly out to deep left. And it's 1 ball, no strikes.
When that plate gets a little bit smaller each time when you try to aim to your pitches instead of just trusting your mechanics.
This isn't one of those instances where Rob Drake has had a shrunken strike zone. Francisco just isn't able to get anywhere near it right now. Marson swings and drives one high and deep to left field. Bobby Abreu is at the wall. Grand slam for Marson. It's 6-1 Cleveland.
Boy, a fastball that's up. And Francisco knew it right away, just hoping somehow that because it was a cool night, he could stay in the ballpark, but that was not going to be the case.
Pitching change. Mike Scioscia takes the baseball. Still in the 6th. Cleveland's up 6-1. Now, get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. And by Jack Daniels. Your friends at Jack Daniels remind you to drink responsibly. Bobby Cazavan now on in relief of Francisco Rodriguez. Recalled from AAA last night. The Angels this year, 5.56 ERA. His first game for the big league since May the 24th. And it's a 6-1 game, courtesy of Lou Marson and his first career grand slam. Coming off Francisco Rodriguez, who faced 4 batters. Gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 runs all earned.
Boy, just started aiming the fastball, and then when he had to force it up in the strike zone, that's the result, a grand slam against him.
Francisco came into this game having allowed 2 earned runs in his previous 10 1/3. And now he's given up 6 earned runs in his previous 10 1/3. Michael Brantley takes a strike. Brantley with a walk, a base hit, and a ground out. That one's laced into center field. Brantley with his second hit of the game. Cleveland, a team who came in batting .247 on the year, had 7 hits last night.
Number 12, third base.
Have 7 hits tonight.
Well, when you fall behind and walk batters, you're going to have those type of games against Cleveland.
Have those games against anybody. You can't come into a ball game, especially out of the bullpen, 6 days without work. Obviously, you're getting your work in the bullpen and come in here and expect to get certain calls when the strike zone has been what it's been all night long, and especially the 2-1 game. And it's unfortunate because we've seen it way too often this year. Situations such as we saw with Francisco just unfold here in the 6th inning.
Especially when you're struggling to score runs and it's a close game like that, you have opportunities to manufacture to get a tie or get that lead, but then all of a sudden you look up and then you're down by 5 runs. It's difficult to come back because it becomes more of you have to go station to station.
One ball, 2 strikes here on Nix. 0 for 3 night with a couple of strikeouts. Bobby last offseason picked up by the Oakland Athletics in the Rule 5 draft and returned during spring training. Good numbers at AA last year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby in his 3rd stint now with the Angels this year. With 3 and 4 and a 4.27 ERA down at AAA. Nix goes down swinging, and there is out number 2.
3rd time Nix has struck out in this game.
So 2 outs as the Indians have batted around here, and Shin-Soo Choo steps up to the plate. Choo 0 for 2. The strikeout, a ground out, and a sac fly. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 95 miles an hour.
Pretty good location.
This one at 94, and it's 0-2. Six-1 game, making sure Brantley stays close to the bag at first. 2 outs. 0-2 count here on Choo, trying to get out of this horrific inning. 5 runs coming across. Choo reaches for that one, fouls it off his body.
Off speed
at 0-2.
Off speed after 2 good fastballs, one at 95, the next at 94.
One ball, 2 strikes. Choo pops it up. Shallow left. Ibar, long run. Abreu coming in. Ibar makes the catch. The 6th inning comes to an end. 5 runs in for Cleveland. They lead it 6-1. September game recap in this one. Torrey Hunter, big home run, his 21st of the year, tied things up at one apiece in the 5th inning, but then the 6th inning happened. Travis Hafner off Trevor Bell, Cleveland up 2-1. Even after a review, they called it a home run. And Francisco Rodriguez, a base hit, a couple of walks, and then Lou Martin with his first career grand slam. The Indians up 6-1. That's where we stand right now here at the bottom of the 6th inning. And a very, very long top of the 6th inning, almost 30 minutes long. See how Justin Masterson fares here, but he'll be facing Rivera, Ibar, and Willits, 8-9-1 for the Angels.
Yeah, that's always a concern, especially middle part of the game, how stiff you become as far as your arm, because you're already loosened up. You've already thrown 60-some pitches, and then all of a sudden you have to wait for a half hour. But you always prefer that if you can have that.
Barrett takes a strike. He's 0-for-1 with the fly ball to deep center field. Trevor Crow, who pinch ran. But Jordan Brown stays in the game, and he's in left. Three balls and a strike. Scott Shields now up. There's a walk. Leadoff man is on board. First walk issued by Masterson to go with the 3 strikeouts.
Maybe it is that long layoff in between pitches thrown by Masterson. Pretty odd decision though. He threw a 2-0 slider and a 2-1 slider too, especially when his fastball was moving so well today. But a break for the Angels to get that leadoff runner on. You always talk about the shutdown inning for Angel pitchers. Same thing's got to be up there for Masterson. If he can allow the Angels back in the game, all of a sudden you have life.
Martinson's going to go out and talk things over here with Masterson. Might have to replace the sod between home and the pitcher's mound with all the visits to the mound tonight.
There's definitely been a lot of movement. The catcher's going out to talk to the pitchers.
Ibar takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Eric hit that shallow fly ball in left field to end the 3rd inning. Nice play by Brown. Sliding in. There's 0-for-1. Nix playing in on the grass at third base. Ibar fouls this one back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Long look in for Masterson. And a 1-2. Ibar goes down swinging for the first out. Back to the top of the order, and Reggie Willits coming to the plate. 4th strikeout for Masterson. Reggie had an infield base hit in the 1st inning, had a base hit in the 4th, both times, however. Part of a double play. So unable to reach second base. The only guy who's reached second base was Torrey Hunter as he crossed the bag. His home run trot.
Boy, did he crush that ball to center field.
Two balls and no strikes. Nix, the third baseman, still in on the grass just in case Reggie has any ideas of dropping one down. The Angels have not had an inning in which they've had more than 4 batters face Masterson. Reggie takes a strike, and it's 2-2, and that came in the 5th inning. Other than that, because of the double play balls, he's faced the minimum 3. The other 5 frames, other 4 frames, pardon me. So nothing extended for Masterson. Reggie loops one, and it's off the glove of the shortstop Donald into center field. Rivera advances over to second base, and Reggie with a 3-hit game.
Pretty good approach for Reggie, just going with that pitch from the outer half and hitting it into left field. Off the glove of the shortstop. Boy, sinking fastball outside corner. At the top of the glove of Donald at shortstop.
Go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
You've got to play that angel baseball. It certainly hasn't been the case so far in this ballgame, and now you have that chance. Situational hitting. You come up with a clutch hit. Aggressive base running if you do have a baseball hit into the outfield. That was certainly was a good approach right there by Reggie Wiltz, going the other way with that fastball outside.
So 2 on, 1 out for Alberto Callaspo. And Alberto takes outside. Callaspo for 2. Double play ball in the first, double play ball in the fourth. Callaspo pops it up left. Trevor Crow's there, 2 outs. Here comes Bobby Abreu. Hit the ball hard in the first inning on the left field. Had a base hit in the fourth. And it was caught stealing.
Bobby 5 for 11 against Masterson. Somehow he gets a fastball up in the strike, so do some damage. 6-4 with 1 swing of the bat.
Abreu takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Through it all, Masterson has thrown just 84 pitches, 55 for strikes. Scott Shields appears to be coming into this game in the 7th inning. Bobby Kazavoff more than likely done after 2/3 of an inning. Bobby lets it fly there on a fastball. It snowballs 2 strikes. There's Joe Smith. He's playing catch here in case Masterson gets into some trouble. Went 1 inning, struck out 2, and walked 1 last night. Oh, 2. Abreu takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner of a breaking pitch, and down he goes. No runs, a hit. The Angels lead 2 on through 6. Cleveland still leads it 6-1.
perfection. Travis Hafner gets a fastball elevated. A few mistakes by Trevor Bell, and Travis Hafner hits it out. It was disputed initially. The umpires got together, looked at the replay, and ruled home run. Travis Hafner got a home run and a double in this ball game, and that is our Lexus pursuing perfection.
His 11th of the year. He comes up here to lead things off in the 7th against a new pitcher for the Angels. Scott Shields takes over for Bobby Casval. Shields to face Hafner, Laporta, and Crow. At least those are the scheduled 3 guys. Scott 0-3 and a 5.32 ERA. Last pitched over the weekend in Oakland with 1 inning. All zeros. Big game for Hafner, 2 for 3, the double, the home run. The run scored, that one coming off Trevor Bell, who went 5 1/3 tonight, giving up 2 earned runs on 4 hits and a home run. The other 3 hits for Cleveland charged to Francisco Rodriguez and Casval. Francisco giving up 2, including Marson's first career grand slam. Casval a base hit to Michael Brantley. Hafner ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Guy who's affectionately known as Pronk. P-R-O-N-K. Part project, part donkey.
That's the information we got, huh?
That's it. 3 balls and a strike. Matter of fact, so popular a couple of years ago that the candy bar company developed the Pronk bar.
As big as strong as he is, he can do what he wants.
Amen, brother. Fouls this one off to the left. Originally a Texas Ranger. Traded to the Cleveland Indians for Einar Diaz, the catcher.
Remember him well. That's a pretty good numbers. That 4-year period until he started running the injury bug.
3-2. Fouled back. It's turned into a cool night here. 38,619 in the house. The Angels offense stymied by Justin Masterson so far. And Pronk goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the 7th. Hey, Chevrolet is giving you a chance to sit in some sweet seats for an upcoming home game. To find out more, visit angelsbaseball.com/Chevy today. Sweet seat winners will be invited to Fan Appreciation Day for a chance to win the official ride of Angels Baseball, a brand new Chevrolet. There's some sweet seats. Some sweets in those seats.
With sound effects.
You like that?
Yes.
All the M&Ms in that candy jar. Hey, wait a second. This thing's been on your side of the booth.
No.
It was full when we started this game. It's about halfway gone. Laporta fouls that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, unless you're pelting fans down in the lower deck with M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, I might add,
Yeah.
which hurt slightly more than the non-peanut candy.
No. I'm just giving them the norm.
Storm and Norman. Shields falls behind here at 3 balls and a strike.
There it is, the M&Ms.
Oh.
Boy, did we get a ton of those.
That looks like our fridge.
Yeah.
All the healthy stuff.
Yep.
There's a walk to Laporta with 1 out here in the 7th. A man on board here for Trevor Crow.
Number 4, left fielder Crow.
6 walks in the game by Angels pitching. Crow hitting .242 with a couple of home runs and 30 runs batted in. Scott falling behind here, 1 ball, no strikes. Evens the count at 1-1. These two teams have been prone to the bases on ball. The Angels have allowed 481 at the start of the day, 487 now, while Cleveland has issued 506. Strike on the inside corner, 1-2.
Well, the bottom line is, when you allow walks like that, you put much more pressure on your defense to make plays behind you. And, of course, you're not as apt to be in position to make those tough plays. And you can preach all you want as a pitching coach and a manager to say, hey, listen, you got to attack the zone. It's up to you as an individual to start believing in your stuff and attacking that strike zone.
Breaking pitches outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Short lead over at first for Laporta. And Shields goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Foul back. Still a full count.
Nice excited. Job. Look at that. Excited about getting that souvenir.
Now go to bed. Another 3-2. Another foul off. So this one, the third base side. Go back to that replay. Watch this.
Excited.
Now checking to see if Shields is all right on a health issue. Now Mike looks like he's going to the bullpen. Or is he? Last pitch.
Boy, Scott had to look at it. Wasn't feeling real good when he delivered that pitch.
So a delay in the game as the Angels get a reliever ready. He'll have all the time in the world to get loose because of the injury. Shields doesn't appear to be very happy about being taken out. So pitching change, a 6-1 Cleveland lead here in the 7th. game. Legendary Indians pitcher, Hall of Famer Bob Feller, enlisted in the U.S. Navy on December the 8th, 1941, the day after the Pearl Harbor attack. The Iowa native, recovering from leukemia.
Said to be doing pretty well.
Yep. Michael Kahn still loosening here. Scott Shields removed because of an injury. And once we hear, we'll forward that on to you. Kahn will be facing Trevor Crow with a 3-2 count. If he gets a strikeout, that's Kahn's. If he walks him, it belongs to Scott Shields.
Boy, knowing Scott so well, I've had over the last few seasons, you know there was no way he wanted to come out of that game, no matter what. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Kahn's the fourth reliever used by Mike Scioscia tonight. Francisco Rodriguez faced 4 batters. That was it. Giving up the 4 runs. Bobby Kaz about 2/3 of an inning. And Scott Shields 1/3 of an inning. So Crow steps in. Kahn's ready to go. A full count here as Jason Donald is on deck. Matt Laporta, the man at first. Laporta takes off and then is fouled straight back. Hey, be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from farmers' customers and to find a SoCal agent near you.
The Crow was looking right for that fastball right away and went good swing at that one, fouled it straight back.
Laporta takes off again, and that one's upstairs. It's a walk.
Number 16.
So Shields gets charged with that walk. So 1 strikeout, 2 walks for Scott. Responsible for the 2 men on. Here's Jason Donald. 0 for 2. The shortstop has struck out, popped out, walked and scored in the 6th inning.
Again, a pretty good swing there on the fastball that was up. See if you can get a ground ball double play. You get through this inning without any more damage. Keep yourself back by only 5 runs.
Donald fouling that one straight back. No balls, 2 strikes. Kahn pitched on the 3rd in Oakland. Went 1/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and a walk. It appeared in just 1 of the Angels' last 8 games. Pressed into action tonight. This one on the ground to second. Kendrick to Ibar for 1. The leader on first is out of time. So Crow is retired for out number 2. Donald reaches on the fielder's choice. Runners at the corners here.
Nice job by Howie. Good turnover to Eric Ibar, made the strong throw. Donald getting down the line very well. Beats that out.
Keeps the inning alive for Luis Valbuena, the second baseman, who has walked twice and has popped out. 0 for 1. Valbuena takes a strike. We're told that Scott Shields left the ballgame tonight due to tightness in his right elbow.
When Scott's battled his way back from that knee surgery during the offseason, you hope that elbow is going to be okay for him.
Valbuena fouls this one off, and it snowballs 2 strikes.
We've often talked about how competitive Scott Shields is. He gets the opportunity to get back on that mound as quick as possible.
Valbuena fouling this one back. Napoli giving chase. That will end the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left on base. 7th inning stretch time. Cleveland's on top 6-1. Justin Masterson back out for another inning of action. Torrey Hunter takes a strike. Hunter Matsui Napoli here in the 7th inning against Masterson, who has 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. 5 hits allowed. Torrey went around on that slider. And it is 0-2. Hunter 1 for 2 with that home run in the 5th inning.
Just that last time up when he tied the game, all of a sudden you felt the momentum had shifted over to the Angels. And then that 5-run 6th. Well, I'll tell you what, this was a good sequence and a good at-bat for Torrey Hunter. He got a fastball that was out over the plate but down, but a good part of the bat, good weight shift, and crushed it.
Outside, full count. Justin Hermano is up and loosening now. As Torrey draws the walk, leadoff man is on board just like the 6th inning. Second walk issued by Masterson. And here comes Matsui. Hideki 0 for 2. A strikeout victim in the 2nd. Hit a fly ball to left in the 5th. How about that? It's a great look to come to the yard.
Matsui's popular every second, everywhere we go.
Ripping this one into right field. There's a base hit. Torrey will stop at second base. Well, note to self, we've got to have Matsui lay night one of these nights here at the Big A. Here comes Napoli with 2 on and nobody out. Mike 0 for 2 with a strikeout and the ground ball to third as he takes a fastball in for a strike. Torrey takes off for third base, and he's thrown out for the first out.
Boy, that's again where Torrey's is trying to do whatever he can to get himself into the third base scoring position, to trying to create some opportunity, but that's a play you can't do at this point of the game when you're down by 5.
They're in scoring position. One ball, 2 strikes. We've seen that way too often as well. Napoli pulling this one, a terrific diving snag by Jason Nix. They get Matsui at second base for out number 2. And Nix robs Napoli of extra bases.
Well, what a play. Great range. Might have had a tough time at the plate tonight, but not defensively here. Ball was hit hard down the line. Had the presence of mind to make that strong throw at second base to get the lead runner. But that's about as good as it gets defensively at third base.
Now he takes a slider down and away. Howie out to right, chasing Chu back. And this inning that started promising enough ends very quiet. We are through 7 here at the Big A. It is a 6-1 Cleveland lead. Play.
Well, the base is loaded after a couple walks, elevated a fastball, forced that into the strike zone. Marston hits that out for his first career grand slam. At that point, just a 2-1 ball game.
Now Marston will be leading things off here in the 8th inning. A new pitcher on the mound for the Angels. Rich Thompson takes over. Michael Kahn going 2/3 of an inning. Zeros on the board for him. Nine, 1-2 due up for Cleveland. Marston, Brantley, and Nix. First pitch is in there for a strike. Marston hit that grand slam in the 6th inning after Francisco Rodriguez, who had come on for Trevor Bell, gave up a base hit, a bloop single to Jordan Brown, and then walked Jason Donald and Luis Valbuena. This one on the ground to Callaspo. We're down number 1. Francisco fell behind on Marston before giving up that grand slam to left field, making it what it is right now, 6-1 Cleveland lead.
But just that whole mentality of not being aggressive enough. Particularly when you come out of the bullpen, more than often you're going to be up there with a guy on base. So you have to attack the strike zone. Even if there's not, that first pitch strike is so important, especially with the game on the line. At that point, just 2-1.
Michael Brantley 2 for 3, a couple of singles, a run scored. Also picked up a stolen base as the curveball drops in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Thompson pitched on the 3rd in Oakland, 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Kind of Tim Belcher looking pitching coach for Cleveland. This one up the first base line. Rich has got it. He'll wait for Brantley and tag him out for round number 2.
I agree. A little bit like Tim Belcher.
Number 12, third baseman, Jason.
Nice job by Rich as far as getting himself in fielding position and making that play, avoiding having to throw the baseball. It's easier to make that tag if you're a pitcher fielding that ground ball.
Here's Jason Nix. of tough night at the plate, although he made a fine defensive play in the 7th. Robbing Hafner, that pitch is down and in. Nix is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. There's Tim Belcher on the right.
Oh, Tim, one of the fiercest competitors. Mike Scioscia, teammates in that World Championship Dodger team. Tim was just a youngster then at that point.
Rich falling behind at 2 balls, no strikes. Cleveland with 6 runs on 7 hits. The Angels with a run on 6 hits. And then left 3 men on base. That pitch almost hits Nix. It's a 3-ball, no strike count. Unless the Angels mount a rally in the 8th and 9th innings. Scott Kazmir will be charged with trying to salvage the finale tomorrow. Scott getting a start, a 4:05 start against Josh Tomlin. He's got a 3-3 mark and a 3.14 ERA. Scott looking for his 9th win. Next pops this one up. Kayasco crossing over the bag and into foul territory. Thompson has a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th here at the Big A. And all Cleveland since the 6th inning, they lead at 6-1. Cleveland lead. Come out to the Big A on Sunday, September 26th. Fan Appreciation Day. All fans in attendance will automatically be entered to win a bunch of great prizes, including televisions from Disney Family Movies, a barbecue from Barbecues Galore, a pool table from DK Billiards, and much more. Purchase those tickets at angelsbaseball.com today. White Sox are in town. As a matter of fact, that last homestand has the Texas Rangers, Chicago White Sox, and the Oakland Athletics. The 9-game homestand. Justin Hermano comes on in place of Justin Masterson.
Hermano's had a pretty solid season so far in 14 games. ERA at 1.37. Fastball with sink action to it. 87 to 91 mile an hour. He throws a curveball with a very good break to that. A slider and a changeup.
Justin Masterson went 7 innings tonight. Struck out 5, walked 2, gave up a run. It was earned. On 6 hits and a home run. That was Torrey Hunter's last. Rivera, Ibar, Willits here in the bottom half of inning number 8. 1-0 pitch is in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Juan's 0 for 1. Hit a fly ball to center field in the 3rd inning. Walked in the 6th. Getting to start over at first base once again. Came in batting .247 on the year with 12 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Breaks his bat, loops one out behind second base. Donald calls off Valbuena, and there is out number 1. Romano's been around. 28 years of age now. At Claremont High School.
Pitched over in Japan for a while, too.
Originally a 13th round pick by the Padres in 2000. He's played in the Reds organization, Phillies organization. Back to the Padres. Then played for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Ibar looping this one on the 3rd base side, and it's out of play. And it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the one thing you notice, you continue to notice that of Eric Ibar is swinging at pitches out of the strike zone. Now he's pressing right now, trying to put the ball in play, trying to get a fastball, but he's got to try to look in a spot to be able to drive it. Can't expand that strike zone. Pitcher sensed that.
That one fouled at the plate off the mask of Rob Drake. Another 0-2. Ibar chases that one. Goes down swinging for out number 2.
Number 77, center fielder.
0 for 3 night for Ibar. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Here comes Reggie Willits. 3 singles for Reggie tonight.
Getting back to Ibar to swinging that pitch off the outside corner again. That's that. You know, the reports get circulated around baseball as far as a guy swinging at pitches out of the zone. Now, if you read those reports as a pitcher, you're going to say, hey, I'm going to throw something off the outside corner. If he swings out, I'm going to stay out there, even go a little bit further out. And then throw that breaking pitch down and in.
One ball, 1 strike. Reggie with the 3 base hits has not advanced beyond first base. A couple of double plays. And stayed at first base. With 1 out at the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. Callasco hit a fly ball to left, and Abreu struck out looking to end that threat. 2-1. Cue shot foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count now. Alberto Callasco on deck. And a payoff pitch. Outside, it's a walk. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Reggie on 4 times today. 3 base hits and a walk.
Alberto 0 for 3. A couple of double play balls and a fly ball to left. Strike on the inside corner. Alberto tonight has had a couple of those type of swings, just fooled on the off-speed pitches. Now in the hole at 0-2. One ball, two strikes. Kayaspo with a tough road trip at 5 for 25. Seems to have kind of carried over here during his homestand. He had the one hit last night, the 0 for so far tonight. Here comes the 2-2. Willis takes off, and Kayaspo rolls it foul. Reggie takes off again, and Kayaspo pops it up. Donald, the shortstop's got the call. He'll make the catch. We are through 8 innings here at the Big A. Cleveland on top by the score of 6-1.
The ninth inning. Shin-Soo Choo leading off for the Tribe. Rich Thompson back out there for his second inning of work. Had a 1-2-3 inning last inning. Some good quality fastballs, a good curveball also.
You'll be facing 3, 4, and 5 here in the ninth inning. Choo, Hafner, and Laporta. Shin-Soo Choo 0 for 3. Had a sac fly in the third inning, putting Cleveland up 1-0 at that point. With a strikeout, ground out, and a pop-up. They're the 3 plate appearances. Takes a strike, and that'll leave it to count. Now it's lined to the center field, just to the right of Angel Hernandez, the second base umpire. The leadoff man is on board for Cleveland. Their 8th hit of the night. Andy Marte looks like he's going to be pinch hitting here for Travis Hafner. Marte, a third baseman by trade. A chance to pitch hit here in the 9th. After ended up going 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. One ball, one strike. Marte a .216 average. 4 home runs, 16 runs batted in. A guy that Cleveland really thought would be anchoring third base for them for a long time, but that has not occurred because of the struggles he's had offensively. There's a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-2.
He just hasn't adjusted to breaking pitches. Swing to pitches out of the strike zone.
Thompson's 1-2. Marte goes down swinging on that breaking pitch. There's out number 1. Marte we talked about all the big trades Cleveland's made over the last couple of years. He was part of a big deal with the Boston Red Sox in 06. Of the Coco Crisp, David Risky, and Josh Bard deal. Cleveland getting Guillermo Mota, Kelly Shoppick, Randy Newsom, as well as Marte. Mark Shapiro not afraid to pull the trigger on those big trades.
He definitely has made a ton of them just to change the look of this club. Not just once or twice, but about 3 or 4 different occasions.
Was it the Tigers and Astros? They used to make those huge deals. Randy Smith and his dad Tal. That's usually a pretty good trade partner, would you think?
You would think that would be perfect.
Except when dad's usually fleecing you more times than not in those 7 and 8 player deals.
That's not right.
Got to show him who's boss.
I guess so.
He learned his lesson, did he? Randy was in San Diego too, right?
Yes, he was. Wait, at one point, San Diego had about 4 or 5 different former GMs, all working at the same time.
Thompson falling behind here on Laporte at 3 balls and no strikes. And a 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk picked up by Laporte tonight. The Indians with runners at first and second and 1 away here. Trevor Crow coming up. Walks issued by Angel pitching. They've been fortunate in that only 2 have scored. The back-to-back walks that Francisco Rodriguez gave up in the 6th inning came in on that grand slam by Marcy.
Well, I know Mike butchered away. We both know him. I mean, it's eating him. When you think about the walks, falling behind in the count, lack of attack in the strike zone.
Trevor Crow takes a strike. His first plate appearances. His first plate appearance resulted in a walk that was charged to Scott Shields. Remember, Scott left with tightness in his right elbow. Crow was at the plate with a 3-2 count. Replaced by Michael Kahn, and then Thompson pitched the 8th inning, and now here trying to finish off the top of the 9th. 0-1 upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. On the ground to second. Possible double play. Kendrick to eyeball. Wheeler to first. In time, a double play as we head to the bottom of the 9th. The Angels down to 5-5 as the heart of their order coming up. The regular season begins with Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. First, the Panthers take on Eli Manning, and the Giants or the Falcons battle the Steelers or the Lions Bears. Then the Packers take on the Eagles in Philadelphia, or 49ers Seahawks, or Cardinals and Rams. Coverage begins Sunday, September 12th with the Ford Fox NFL pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
There's no or. It's the Packers and Eagles.
Hey, brother, there's a lot of ors in this street. All right. Rafael Perez comes on in relief here in the ninth inning. Halos down 6-1. It'll be Abreu, Hunter, and Matsui, the schedule 3. 4-1 mark at a 3.76 ERA. The moth mystified on the grass here at the Big A. That's a moth. That looks like a bat.
That's a pretty scary
like a carrier
moth.
Pigeon. Passing notes to one another in the outfield. That's a moth?
There's no way.
That is some serious dive bombing going on right there.
It's not moving.
It does look like a bat. Bobby Abreu leading things off here against Perez. Bobby 1 for 3. That one almost gets Bobby. 1 ball, no strikes. Bobby, a little bit of a disagreement with ravishing Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, when he struck out looking in the 6th inning.
Yeah, he took a while to go back out to left field.
Since Rob Quinlan's been released by the Angels, we've bequeathed the ravishing nickname to Rob Drake. Nice guy. Calling the balls and strikes.
Usually a guy that's pretty consistent. Not many pitches in the strike zone from the call strikes tonight.
It's 2-1 now. It'll be Cowboy Joe West behind the dish tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon, 4:05 start here at the Big A. There's the big man. The dribble on the first base side. Perez goes high, but Abreu is called out by Joe. There's out number 1. 1 for 4 game for Bobby. 1 out, and here comes Torrey Hunter to the plate.
Well, Perez has been used a lot this year for Cleveland. 61 games now.
Tony Sipp, another guy, the other left-hander, whom the Angels saw last night. Good fastball, been used quite a bit as well. And traditionally, in a 6-1 game of the 9th inning, you don't see guys making pitching changes too often. But this being September, Cleveland trying to figure out what it has going into spring training. Getting some work in. Hermano went 1 inning, pitching a scoreless 8th, striking out 1 and walking 1. This one over to Nix. Retired for round number 2. The Halos 1 out away of dropping 7 games under 500 for the first time this year.
Number 55, designated hitter,
Well, it really is just difficult to put a finger on what they can do as far as to try to get the offense going. You try to get base runners in motion at times. Sometimes you go in motion, which you probably shouldn't go in motion. But the reality is you can do all the work, but as a player, you have to have the proper approach at the plate.
And 2, he takes a slider in for a strike. Hideki 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 7th. That was the inning in which Torrey led off the inning with a walk, and then Hideki with the base hit with runners at first and second with nobody on, with Mike Napoli at the plate. Ill-advised attempt of a stolen base by Torrey Hunter. It's thrown out again at third base. Matsui's in the hole here at 0-2. Napoli then grounded into fielder's choice. Kendrick flied out. Whatever type of push you wanted to try in that 7th inning obviously was squashed.
Well, the reality is first and second no outs against a club that has not played well the entire season. They think in their minds that, hey, there's a comeback against them possible.
This one off the end of the bat of the shallow center. That's going to fall for a base hit. And Matsui has a 2-hit game. That puts a man on board here for Mike Napoli. Napoli 0 for 3, did reach on a fielder's choice in the 7th inning. That was that nice defensive play by Jason Nix up the line. Perez misses outside.
Back in, what was it, 07 when they made that run and almost make it to the World Series for losing to Boston. And in Betancourt, pretty solid. Out of the bullpen for him.
That'll leave it a count. Napoli, a big rip there, comes up empty, and it's 1-2. Justin Masterson would pick up the win for Cleveland, his 6th on the year. He would go to 6-12. And Trevor Bell, who gave up 2 runs and 5 1/3, would take the loss. Trevor falling to 2-5.
Really, Trevor threw the ball pretty well. When he giving up 2 runs and 5 1/3 innings pitched. You know, that home run that Travis Hafner and started off the 6th inning. Still very solid, only 4 hits allowed. And it's 5 1/3.
Napoli fouling one back to the upper deck. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called strike 3. Napoli goes down looking. This game is over. Cleveland has taken the first 2, and they win tonight by the final of 6-1.
Well, I think when it came down, it was that big 6th inning in which Cleveland scores 5 runs. After you're back in the ball game at that particular point, Torrey Hunter ties it with a bomb to center field. And then the walks came back to haunt, especially out of the bullpen by Francisco Rodriguez in the grand slam. And again, situational hitting and hitting in general just been far and few between.
Masterson picks up his 6th win. Bell takes the loss. The final again, Cleveland 6, the Angels 1. Stick around for a complete wrap-up of tonight's game with Billy Mack and Jose Mota, as well as Sean Farnham, as Angels Live is coming up next.